Friday, October 3rd, 1986. And good morning to you. The location is a little bit different this morning. Wave Country comes to you from Orlando, Epcot Center at Walt Disney World. Good morning, I'm Andy Culpepper, and I'm joined here by Craig Edwards. How you doing today?
Good morning, yeah. Everything's fine. Beautiful weather in Orlando, by the way, this morning. The humidity's a little high, and we have clear skies. So it looks like it's going to be a nice day for us, but in Louisville, I think we may have a different story to tell.
And what's that story? Sound like a lot of rain?
Yeah, it looks like it right now. I'm going to call for a chance of thunder showers this afternoon, and as a matter of fact, the high school football games for this evening looks like a good chance of thunder showers as well. Here's the forecast for you, show you exactly what's going on for today in the forecast for today.
You know, there are literally 10,000, I guess, people that are gathered down here for this birthday bash from all over the globe, and most of the folks that are down here are doing exactly what we're doing right now, broadcasting back to different points in the continental United States. One fella who didn't make the trip down here today is Hugh Finn, who is holding down the fort for us in Louisville, and he is standing by now to give us the news. Good morning, Hugh.
Andy, on the Today Show, they always kid John Palmer that he never gets to go anywhere, and now I feel like John.
Life is rough all over. Next time, buddy, we'll make sure you get to come.
I'll believe it when I see it. Thank you, Andy.
All right.
In the news this morning, after an intensive 10-day manhunt, suspected killer Michael Wayne Jackson is dead of an apparent suicide. Jackson was found dead last night by police who stormed a barn on the outskirts of Wright City, Missouri. The FBI says positive identification of the body was made through fingerprints early today. Jackson was suspected of 3 murders and 5 abductions during a 3-state crime spree. It began with the fatal shooting of his parole officer in Indianapolis. Police say the 41-year-old ex-convict and mental patient then killed an Indianapolis store clerk before starting a series of abductions and car thefts through Illinois into eastern Missouri. As the news of Jackson's death spread, Wright City townsfolk cheered, honked horns, and put away their guns. Said 22-year-old Danny Van Sell, "I've been sleeping at night with one eye open. Now I can close them both." Storms locked over the nation's flooding midsection dumped more rain, including up to 7 inches overnight in western Oklahoma, which was already soaked by 15 inches of rain so far this week. And the remnants of Hurricane Payne from the Pacific are now getting into the act in the Plain States. They're sweeping across Texas up into Oklahoma. And as Craig will tell you a little bit later on, there is a tornado watch right now in Missouri and in west central Illinois, and that will be good until 8 o'clock this morning, our time. There's a water problem in central Kentucky, too. Fortunately, we are not talking about flooding. Waves Farrell Wellman reports that soon the state may charge people who take water from the Kentucky River. There will be an eclipse of the sun this afternoon, a partial eclipse of the sun that will begin around 2 o'clock and reach its peak at about 5 minutes after 3, but we are always told to remind you during these eclipses, do not look at the sun because of certain scientific phenomena, which is too complicated to explain right now. The rays of the sun are more harmful to your eyes during a partial eclipse, so only look at it indirectly. Use the method where you take one piece of cardboard and poke a pinhole through it, and then another one, put that underneath it, and you'll be able to see what the eclipse looks like. Again, it'll reach its peak at about 5 minutes after 3 this afternoon. And that's how it looks from here. Now, back to Orlando, Florida, and Andy and Craig.
All right, thank you very much, Hugh, and we'll be back here in Orlando, Florida in just a moment, but right now we'll take time out for this message.
Impressive last night was the number of buses that Walt Disney World has had to put together to ship all these people around. It's unbelievable. I mean, we got on a bus and went down to the lake for the picnic, and there must have been more than 100 buses set up down there to transport people back and forth and through that area.
And they're all color-coded. I know that we spend a lot of time in the media talking and reading different things, but they still have given us little name badges with colors and Mickey Mouse.
As a matter of fact, here's one right there.
Right. And we get on buses according to color, so they're not leaving anything to chance right now. Craig is going to be up with a weather forecast in just a moment, and we're going to meet in a few minutes Mr. Ray Burko, who is now of Orlando and Walt Disney World, but his stomping grounds a few years ago used to be Fort Knox and Louisville. We'll find out what it's like working here in the Magic Kingdom in Epcot. But right now, we'll throw things back to the studio, and we'll be back in just a minute. So dark.
Yeah, well, right over to the just to the side outside these lights here, you can actually see the stars. It's real nice.
Well, that's really...
Humidity's a little high, and we do have some fog around the area.
It's really super that they made sure the weather was so nice for us. And it's cool. It's not hot like I expected.
Yeah.
But you're
going to be hot later today, though.
How hot is it going to be?
Here, it's going to be about 93 degrees. Louisville, it's not going to be quite that hot, but we do have some thunder showers in store for us as well.
Well, why don't I just get out of the way and let you tell us all about it then?
Here's what we're looking at then. National radar first. We'll show you what's happening as far as rain is concerned across the country.
Here in the Magic Kingdom or Epcot Center in a minute. Good morning again. It's 25 minutes now in front of 7 o'clock. If you're just joining us, we're bringing Wave Country to you this morning from Orlando, Epcot Center at Walt Disney World, as we join in a celebration of 15 years here in Central Florida. Right now, we're going to be turning things over to Hugh Finn for news, but in a minute, I'll be telling you all about the latest video here, Captain EO, a collaboration with Michael Jackson and Walt Disney World. But right now it's time for news back in Louisville with Hugh Finn. Hugh?
And Andy, our top story this morning involves the other Michael Jackson. The manhunt for Mike Wayne Jackson is over, and the fugitive is dead. James McCowa has the story from Wright City, Missouri.
It's time for us to take another look at the weather, and Craig is going to wrap things up for us then.
We do have a chance of thunder showers developing for Louisville today, Andy. Look for partly sunny skies, a 50% chance of thunderstorms this afternoon, a high temperature today of 88 degrees. Overnight tonight, still a 50% chance of thunderstorms, a low of 68 degrees, and partly cloudy skies tonight as well. Take your umbrellas today, folks.
All right. You know, I have to laugh. We just saw Chief Justice Warren Berger walk by a few minutes ago, but couldn't get him for an interview. Monday, Kentucky Contemporary Theater joins us. Andrea Peccioni talks about Baby with the bathwater, and we will also be talking about block watch programs in Louisville. It's been great here at Epcot Center. We've had a good time, haven't we?
Yes, very much.
You all have a good weekend. We'll throw things back to Louisville. We'll see you Monday at 6 o'clock. Have a good weekend.
Celebrate 15